Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ian, and we are back with more Legends of Tomorrow. And last episode, found out Gary's an alien. I gotta say, never would have guessed it. Like, that just came out of nowhere. I don't hate it. I'm not upset about it. I don't have a problem with it. I just found it hilarious. And it kind of makes sense with how Gary is. Yeah, we also, possibly, well not possibly, I'm assuming, have gotten a new member, Spooner, or, I think Esperanza? What was her last name? Esperanza... Either way, Spooner, she's with us. I don't remember her last name, and I'm pretty sure it's Esperanza is her first. Is it Cruz? I think it's Cruz. Yeah, sorry. Probably gonna have to be dealing with a bunch of aliens throughout time now, because those pods went into the time stream. And Sara and Gary are, kind of careening through space right now towards a planet, because they're out of fuel, and they didn't make it in the portal, so... Well, that to look forward to.
So there are aliens scattered throughout history.
Oh, is that...
And on our windshield.
Yikes. Wow. That was a lead.
Gidget, please find us some aliens.
Please. Actually, Miss Tarazi, it appears we already have a bite, so to speak. Where?
Oh, no. And of course, John and his choice of blending. Uh-oh! Oh! Ooh, yeah, yep, okay. I wasn't sure if they were gonna find a way to soften that, but they did not.
All the people to be stuck with.
Hey, could be worse. Doggy! Is that good?
Dog?
Go to bed.
Guys, shut up. I'm working here.
Okay, Mick, alright.
And we were wondering, how safe is San Bernardino?
Safe as houses.
So no arson or robbery?
Yeah, I was wondering if they were going to be
gruesome eviscerations.
aliens by chance.
There's a 459A at Sal's Deli. Repeat.
You mean the alien in the waitress flesh suit?
Spooner, wait!
Hey! All right. What are you really? Her disguise is good.
No, wait. I am so sorry. My friend thought you were someone else. I'm sorry.
We could use a handsome man out there.
It's you.
Me? No. Okay.
Let's get you on wheels.
God dang it, Nate.
Look.
You sure? Because I never saw a man so mad for meat. And I grew up along our nation's storied buffet belt.
The parasite?
All right, let's get him back to the med bay and see what we can find out.
Yeah. Oh, you're stuck here.
Who the blazes are you?
Right back at you. Wait, are you human?
Not just any human.
Are you Amelia?
It's the Queen of Diamonds. Amelia Earhart. Big fan.
Oh. Is this Bermuda Triangle planet?
With this spatula comes a duty to transfer our positive energy into this burger and out to that town. If these are the vibes you put into your food, they're gonna taste
I
it.
can't argue with
And
this
if these are the vibes you bring to the mission, the totem's gonna feel it.
Oh.
That's some high-grade hooey.
Wait a second. I think I've seen this stuff before. Is that Big Bang Burger's secret sauce?
Wait, don't touch that. And definitely don't eat it.
Why would I eat it?
Yeah, for real.
Copy that, Ava. We'll 86 the hockey pucks on the fly.
I think he means we're gonna stop serving people alien goo.
Ooh,
Ew.
saying it like that, especially worse.
If you keep feeding people this, they're going to die, Bert.
Well, people don't eat burgers and fries to live
This
longer.
sounds really bad, yeah.
You might want to.
It needs a fuel source.
An aircraft. But that means that you can take me home.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I guess, why not? Let's do it. Let's go.
First, let me serve you. Why let this meal go to waste?
Oh no, come on.
It's been so long since I've had any guests.
Which officer are you married to?
Ooh.
Oh, well, you probably haven't met him yet, seeing as we just moved here and all. But that's why I wanted to introduce myself to you. Wow, it's like I'm in the future. It does everything. Cakes, cookies. Oh, you know, I just whipped up a batch. You have to try them.
Nope, I'm good.
Oh!
John, we need your magic.
Look alive, team.
Unsanitary.
Dinner rush is here.
Oh, that's pleasant looking. Oh.
I won't let her take you from me.
Why would you?
I won't let her.
Jesus Christ, that's disgusting.
Today you're not Dragon Girl's brother. I'm Burger Boy's sister.
Hey, they're learning.
You're gonna need this.
It is time.
When this thing pops, she's gonna be hungry. She's been fattening up the town for her first meal.
Oh.
The massacre.
Oh, she's first.
Take this from me. She's mine, all mine. I won't let you destroy our American dream.
Mothra! You've changed! Oh my. They're gonna really good making these all disgusting and creepy feeling. This show both creeps me out and is goofy as heck.
Hey guys. Hey, we found
So ridiculous.
It turns out the goo isn't the alien.
It's a huge flying bug.
Like Mothra. Cool.
It has a taste for human flesh and it is headed your way.
Well, that's less cool.
Mm-hmm.
Just what I need. Hey, get inside, you silly git.
He's dead. What? Oh god. Sorry, bud.
You want to take it back to the ship? So maybe I can talk to it?
Yeah, light it up.
Ooh. Crispy. Crispy bugs. I like it. See?
I'm not
I wasn't
gonna lie,
wrong.
that was very satisfying.
Yeah.
No hoping like that for that long. I mean, that can drive you crazy.
She's gonna be back.
Instead, I gave up everything preparing for the moment I'd get to blow one of those things away. You know, but now that I've done it, I thought I'd feel something more. Now instead, I just got nothing left.
I mean, you got us.
After the death of the the owner of Big Bang Burger, head waitress Sandy Sledge has decided to reopen the beloved diner under a new name.
Yes, girl boss. Hope she turned it into a juice place.
It's belly good.
Ah, yes! It leaves!
I don't need to take away your power to harness my own. Listen, you've given me a new life, new friends. I can't take this away from you.
It's already yours, Z. The totem chose both of us.
All right, I can't take this anymore.
What? You can do that?
Oh, it's split in two.
We're like really good at sharing.
Zari, what'd that do to you?
It was mission accomplished.
Are you feeling okay?
Wish I had an answer for you. Last thing I remember, I was soaring over the Pacific.
Oh, no.
Me and my navigator Fred almost done with our flight around the
Gary.
globe. It was mission accomplished. You can't leave me here. I need to go with you. What? I need to go home.
Uh-oh.
Sarah,
you okay?
I need to go. I swear, I will do everything in my power to get you home. Ideally in time for a spring wedding, although with your matching Nordic complexions, a winter wedding would be spectacular.
Gary. You're not planning my wedding. Ouch.
Okay.
Might be good at it. I thought he was obsessed about you too.
A winter wedding would be beautiful.
See? I don't know about that, brother. I want to book it. Gary, help Sarah.
I hope.
She's a little... Uh-oh. Oh. Don't you, mother? Well, seems our dynamic duo are in a bit of complicated-ish troubles. So, I'm not sure if it's what's to do with this planet, or what the possibly, or if it's his planet, this alien, what was it? Alien Lord dude, the Space Lord guy. Maybe he did something to Amelia, or something else happened. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm not really sure what could have happened to Amelia. Like either one, the exposure, the long-term exposure to the planet might have changed her. Whatever she's eating here, something one of the aliens could have done to her, or it's an alien that's like taking over her body or something, but has her memories. And it's on repeat, and I do not know. But it doesn't look like we're gonna be getting her back to the time. I was wondering how that was gonna, how we're gonna go about that. You know, that being possibly, altering time and everything. Looks like we're okay. So, on that regard. However, she did lash her tongue out and stab Sara in the arm. Look, that's all it was. Sara blocked, it could have been lethal with her arm instead. However, I don't know if that's going to have like any kind of like lasting effect, or it's going to be like infecting her with something or whatnot, or possibly turning her into something like what Amelia was. Oh boy. Yeah. That's unfortunate. And what about the dog? Like, where'd he go? I don't remember seeing him inside Amelia's like hut or anything. I don't know if she acknowledged the dog before. My head. Sorry, my head's bugging me a little bit. Yeah, I don't know, but whose dog? Wait, so was there a dog? I'm trying to remember that would have been involved with somebody, like was with somebody that went through the Bermuda Triangle, which is what I'm assuming is what's going on here. Like maybe the Bermuda Triangle for some particular reason is like a place that transports people to this planet, or a little probably more likable. Yeah, more likable option is aliens. For some reason, there's a spot there that obscures them, and then they abduct people and take them to this planet. Because apparently Gary and Kayla, who apparently he was traded to. Well, that's arranged marriage if I've ever heard of it. Poor Gary. Were hired by this space lord dude. And who knows how many others he's employed? Because I don't think they'd be the only one. And is this thing just like collecting? I do feel bad for Gary, like like the kind of lifestyle he had before coming to Earth. The savage life. There was the hunts for sport, which is, I mean, not uncommon here, but just like I don't know, like what kind of hunting they do. Ate their own, so that's something that he had to look out for. The fact that he survived as long as he did, or that he's still around, obviously, kind of says something about his survival. I do love that. Even now, Ava's like serial killer freaking obsession still comes into play. I love that it wasn't like a one and done thing. It was like a mention, like it could have, but they just they've kept an element of that. It's like whenever they mentioned, I forgot like how it was titled. But she like I would have gone with this instead. I kind of like how that's still a thing that about Ava that's just kind of prominent in her personality. It's oddly endearing just how she is about that. And also kind of weird. Like I understand being morbidly curious about how a serial killer's mind works and their methods and whatnot. It was a little bit over the top on it. Not in a bad way per se, but just like it's funny. Just like it's one of her obsessions. I think it's hilarious. But the remark that Spooner made of like, with them, if they're so super, why didn't they stop her from getting abducted? That definitely hit Ava. And it pushed those buttons. She's obviously still feeling guilty about that. The fact that they had no idea, they didn't even pay attention. I don't think Spooner really knows that. Like they were kind of like in party mode and very drunk and probably high, and they didn't notice that Sarah was getting abducted, and that's gonna sit with her for a while. That being brought up just kind of dug it in deeper. And I understand Spooner's outlook. Like I don't know how long until she until she, let go of the hope of her mother being alive, but just deciding to let go of that, and just for her kind of accepting whether it's true. I feel like that's not going to be the case, that her mom's going to come around. Maybe not, but just the way they kind of set that up, I feel like possibly her mom will be alive. What would suck is if she winds up being like one of the aliens one of the people on the planet, or somebody on the planet, and has become like Amelia Earhart. Maybe not the exact same, and then she ends up having to kill her, or she could possibly try to, catch her and cure her. I don't know. But that would really suck if it came down to that. That would be so traumatizing and just heartbreaking to see after all these. The actress did a great job. I just don't know her name. We should look into that. But like that, the scene she had with Ava at the end, where it was very real, that moment. Like it wasn't like, I don't know. You could tell, like you could feel the fact that so much of her emotions being bottled up were trying to break free, and some of it finally, there was so much behind her that it finally broke a bit and sort of lack of a better term, leaked. I can't think of another word. But some of it, just a bit of it kind of came out, and she was still kind of trying to push that back. I feel like she did that really well. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think of how to word it right, but like, I've had moments in this episode, like last episode, like I really like this character already. This episode was a little bit different. Was like there were moments that were kind of made me frustrated with her. But I understand her why she is the way she is. Like she's one kind of embittered by how people have treated her after the traumatic event that she had, or the moment in life that she had, and then losing her mother, and people are treating her the way they have, and thinking of her, thinking she's insane. So she doesn't really have the best outlook with people right now and interactions. And her own outlook, she feels like it'd be ridiculous to think otherwise. Like to hold on to hope that Sarah's still alive. Obviously until the end of this episode. But yeah, there was it was difficult for me to kind of like hold on to that initial like I like this character aspect from last episode, but I understand why she is the way she is though. But yeah, that scene with her and Ava at the end was just kind of showed what she's capable of in terms of acting, and very interested to see where this will go. I feel like I'll really like this character, not just the initial meeting effort. Like by the end or relatively soon, I'll really like this character. Like with Zari, I was kind of a little when we first met her. Like there are episodes where like I kind of like this character, and then there are moments where it's like, man, you're really just kind of irking me at the moment. Up until I think it was episode 11 where she had her Groundhog Day that just really made me feel for her, and it was that episode just really created that attachment that like is where it was really difficult when we lost her. Like speaking of which, wasn't expecting to see go into the totem to see the old Zari. It was just a moment. I'm wondering if that's gonna come up anymore. Like, is she gone? Did she like split her essence? Did she like give up whatever of herself is in there to create the second totem? That like, did she split it or just create another one? Like, if she could do that this whole time, why didn't she? And if like there has to be some kind of drawback to that, like giving up her essence possibly. They didn't really show or go into the totem, either one of them afterwards. So it's cool though. Like that both Behrad and Zari have use of the totem without having to swap back and forth. So that's helpful. I'm wondering if the potency, the power behind the totem is going to be weakened because of that. And I'm not entirely sure. I feel like it would be, because you're splitting the essence of what the totem is. So, but I don't know how the magic of the totems work there. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to go more to that. I'm really hoping, because I knew the old Zari was in the totem still, and it's still different. The fact that the main vessel of Zari, I guess, is that's the one that's remains living outside of the totem is the new Zari. Again, I don't hate her. I like her a lot. It's just I still prefer the old Zari, but I'm really hoping that that's not like the end of that. Yeah, they have to go more into that. I feel like that they can't just be like, oh, just a passing moment, I'd be really upset if that is, but I feel like that can't be. So I don't know. We'll see. This freaking show, it shows it's so ridiculous, but I love it for it. Like, and the part where, first off, disgusting. She was like, using what this pulsing membrane pod is excreting. He puts that in. She uses that as a sauce for the food, for the burgers. I understand. I understand her reasoning to do so, like her drive, her almost obsession to want to use that. She's her husband's business was failing as well as their marriage, and she wanted to do whatever she could to fix that. And this seems like this sauce was just a miraculous addition to anything that it was added to. But I mean, Jesus, that's disgusting. Come on. And then when the Mothra just came out of this pod, this chrysalis, it looked disgusting, and they did a great job on that. Like the aliens, they're the ones that are meant to look disgusting. They look gross, and they kind of like. Well, I think what adds to it is like the mandible, like creepy crawliness that just does it. That really gets me. I'm like ugh. And then just consumes the wife, and then later on eats the husband, which sucks. But at least they don't have to worry about the failing business or marriage, so upside. But like the fact that this show can just put that creepy, like gross feeling into me, and then give me things of freaking Zari and Behrad, burger buddies moment, flipping burgers, her using the totem to season the burgers to perfection, and like I was thinking that she was also just gonna use the totems to just like shoot the burgers out the window, but no, that was Nate's job. The fact that this show can do that crap, make it so goofy, but it's they know they're purposefully doing it this way. They're just really like they're owning it. They've been doing so since I think season 3, really. Definitely in season 4. I they're one of the few shows that could pull that off. Like if a show that has already established a different tone, it would be so weird, and I probably wouldn't like it. But the way that this show has kind of like had slowly transitioned into it, and then suddenly just 180 turned the rest of the way. But in just the perfect way with Bebo, as shown on the logo, showed up. It was just. I mean, for those that I know there are those that just don't care for it, and I'd like to say I understand why. Like, part of me does, but it's just like, get over yourselves. Like, it's not the typical. It's not superhero show. It's not super serious. It's not like there are some campiness to it, but like that's the purpose. It's made to be that way. It's made to be stupid and goofy and hilarious. You can't be going to a show. You're going into a show expecting one thing and getting another thing. You have to try to let go of that and accept it for what it is, and it's the best. Like they're not trying to be something that they're not. They're being their own thing. It's fantastic. And it's just so crazy. What's making me more sad about Dom leaving, at least stepping down as a permanent member of the cast, is like they're really leaning into him being more just focused because of the fact that Sarah's gone. He's doing what he can to get her back. Like the scene where they're Zari and Behrad, and I think Nate, I'm not entirely sure, like we're kind of having this argument. He was like, guys, hush, I'm working. And actually, like, listening, taking notes to the police scanner and what was going on, he like actually gave them a proper lead as to where to find the alien. And it was just, I don't know, it's really cool. It's in an odd way heartwarming to see him that way. Just he's so in his own way worried and like, worried for Sara and wanted to get her back. And any amount of wasted time is another bit that's working against Sara, and less likely that they would get to her in time. And he's doing what he can. He's trying to stay focused to get to her as quickly as possible. And I just love seeing that part of Mick. Like I've loved Mick since joining the Legends. After his kind of warming up period, no pun intended. Yeah, I'm loving what they've done with him, and I love what they're doing it, and for this particular arc of his kind of arc of him trying to locate Sara. Yeah, I was wondering whether it was a parasitic kind of alien, but I was thinking that it was more like going inside and then leaving and going into another one and doing that kind of a thing, and then maybe before I was really a little bit more unsure about that aspect when they tracked down the second person. He was just consuming, raw meat in the butcher shop. But yeah, when you see like the sauce caked around his face, like, oh god, that's always just disgusting. But seeing that from the other, I thought that, again, like I thought it was the alien was inside the officer. So, but it was just like showing, leaving small but obvious hints like, hey, there's something to this sauce. You need to look out for it. I just thought that the parasite, it's not a parasite really. It was just, what's the word? It was kind of a parasite. It was more so just like bringing people to become, what's the word? Crap. They couldn't stop eating. I can't think of the word that I wanted to use, but like they were consumed by the drive, the hunger of just continuously consuming to fatten them up for this disgusting moth. That's what it was more. The alien itself wasn't a parasite. As it's growing, it's basically making those around it ready. Like if anybody were to stumble upon this goop, which I'm curious as to like how a normal monster or a creature or whatever that it would kind of hunt would just stumble upon the goo and like, hey, this looks tasty, and just slurp it up. But I mean, when someone is unaware, they eat that crap right up. So it worked out in its favor this time. I don't know if it would have other times, but yeah. Disgusting. It wasn't exactly a parasite. It was just disgusting. Disgusting moth excrement. Not excrement. Goop. Sweat, basically. Excretion. I think that's what I was looking for. I did think that something was up with that wife. Like, that the wife was maybe an alien or taken over by the parasite or something. Because, like, freaking, she was creepy in the beginning, She just seemed like Stepford wife. Kind of just, hello. And I don't, especially in the setting of when they're at, it's always unsettling, especially in that time era. Oh, and I love that. I don't remember the hostess or server girl, whoever she was, that she is now the starter of the Big Belly Burger franchise. She probably was originally. It just, this sauce crap made it later and before, because the business was failing. So until that point, since the sauce came to their possession, the goop, it kind of pushed that back and it helped their business. So until that were to stop, if they didn't show up, people would get eaten. So she would have been eaten too. So then Big Belly Burger would never have existed. The Legends just saved the multiverse. Yeah. Kind of ending with the aliens or whatever is out there coming towards Sara and Gary. Before that, Gary is wanting to plan Sara and Ava's wedding, which I think he would be honestly probably their best bet for a wedding planner. He knows them well, like too well, considering how obsessed he's been over them. Like those two, almost specifically those two, obsessed with their relationship. And I think he'd be great, source for information for wedding, if not to be the wedding planner, at least to somehow assist the wedding planner. Zari could probably be a good team up. Like she'd do the actual setting up of like ordering and making calls and everything, but he could be the source of information. Although maybe he'd be good for that as well. We don't know. But yeah. So those are important, topics. They're still left in Sarah's. I don't know what what the tongue thing did. Like whether it is weakened her. Apart from well, I know she passed out, but I'm not sure if it's blood loss, how much it hurts, like with how being in too much pain causes you to pass out, or something infecting her from the tongue. I'm not really sure what it does, and I don't know what these light sources, whoever or whatever is the source of it. Whether they're friends or foe, with this show, it's really up in the air. That is it for this week's episode of Legends of Tomorrow, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to stick around for next week's episode, be sure to hit the subscribe button. And I guess hit the bell so that you'll be notified. Or not, what your call. And if you want to see any of our catch-up series, check out our Patreon. Young Justice is probably the best of that so far, but in terms of consistency, working on the other stuff. But yeah, hope you enjoy what's up there. And thank you again for joining.